and welcome to day 4 of the Christmas Craft Countdown, where I'm sharing a free Cricut paper craft project every day for 20 days. Today's project are these adorable little Christmas paper cut backgrounds, which you can use in shadow boxes or on greetings cards. 3 different designs are included and 3 different sizes of each of those. Let's find out how to make them. If you haven't already registered your free ticket for the Christmas Craft Countdown, go to craftwithsarah.com/CCC to do so. Once registered, check for an email from me with subject line Christmas Craft Countdown ticket information or any of the other emails from me that you've been sent throughout this countdown. Can't find them? Check your junk or spam box to see if they've gone there by mistake. These emails contain the link to view the countdown projects and download today's files. Scroll down the page to find today's project. Click the button to start the files automatically downloading to your computer or mobile device. Each download is only available for free for 24 hours after it goes live. If you have missed some, check out the Instant Access Bundle at craftwithsarah.com/CCC bundle, which gives immediate and ongoing access to all of the files from the Christmas Craft Countdown. All downloads come in zip folders. You need to unzip them before you can upload the files into Cricut Design Space. Once you've downloaded and unzipped the folder, open up Cricut Design Space and start a new project. Go into Upload over on the left and then Upload Image. You can then either click Browse to find the files on your computer or drag and drop them in. Within the download folder, there are 3 separate subfolders for the different types of files which are included. For Cricut Design Space, you want the ones in the SVG files folder. Then within here are the 3 different designs, and each one comes in 3 different sizes. So that's 9 SVG files in total. I've named them so that you've got the name of the design first, for example, gingerbread, and then you've got the card size at the end. So there's 5x7, A2, and square for each one. Let's take a little look at them, and I'll show you with the gingerbread design. And I'm going to upload all 3 so that you can see the difference in them. So start by the 5x7 one, and then it should look like this with the layers one on top of the other. The gingerbread one is the only one with 3 layers in it. The others have 2. Let's press upload. And then I'll do the same for the others. Here's the A2 one. Upload. And then I'll do the square one too. And upload that one. Now I'll click all 3 to put them onto my canvas. And of course, you can just upload the one you want to use. I just wanted to show the difference between each of the sizes. So here we go. They should load in at the correct size. Here's my 5x7 inch card front. This one is the A2 size, which is 4.25 wide and 5.5 inches tall. And then a square one, which comes in at 6.61, bit of a random size. But obviously you can change it to however big you want to make it. So you can see the pattern is very similar. It's just a little bit different depending on the size. For example, on the very small one, it's only got 3 of the gingerbread men at the top. On the 5x7, there are 4 of them. And then on the square one, there are 5. So I wouldn't recommend making the square one smaller than about probably 5 inches wide. Otherwise, it will get quite hard to cut with all of the little stars and the bits in the gingerbread man. So you can choose which one you want to design and which one you want to use rather, and then cut it out. I'm going to do the square one. If you want to resize it, make sure the padlock icon at the top is closed, and then you can resize it to whatever you want to be in there. For example, 7.5, and then that resizes it in proportion. This one, as I said, is 3 layers. The snowflake and the bauble one are just 2. When you're ready, press Make It, and it will split out the different colours, so you can then change the paper size in here if you want to. And you do need to do that for every single one if you want to change the paper size on all of them. When you're happy with how it's looking, press Continue to connect to your Cricut machine, get the layers cut out, and then we'll see how to make 3 different projects using the 3 different card background designs in this download folder. Here is the stocking and bauble layers cut out, and I'm doing this one to fit inside a shadow box. To size it to make sure it was going to fit, I took the spacer out of my shadow box frame and then measured it before I cut out the SVG. So you need to measure it from one side of the spacer all the way to the other. Mine is 8.5 inches. So in Design Space, I made this square one 8.5 inches wide and then cut it out. I've used a scrapbook paper for the bottom layer and then this one on top. I think it probably is a little bit busy with that pattern. I should have gone for something simpler, but I'm going to see how it looks and I can always change it later if I want to. To stick them together, it really is as simple as just gluing the two pieces together. The glue I like to use is called Collall. I really like it because it doesn't bend or wrinkle the cardstock like other glues can do, and I'll put it into these needle tip applicator bottles so it will be easy to get around all of these cutouts. I'll turn this white one over and then add some glue. Glue works better on this than trying to use any 3D foam squares or anything like that. Because the cutouts are quite small, if you use foam, then you'll probably find that the natural shadows that appear between the layers mean that you can't see the cutouts very well. So glue does work better for these particular designs. I'm trying to add quite a lot on here between all the little gaps because it's going to have my heavy layered cardstock design on the front. And then oh, got a little bit of overhang there where my Cricut didn't quite cut through. And then stick that down. I kind of like how that looks just on its own, but I am going to add my little kitty cat in the middle. This is a design I've already made and I know I'm going to get asked about it. So this one is not a free design. It's from my SVG shop. I'll add the link in the description of the video. If you're a Craft Clubhouse member, then you can download this one for free in your Craft Clubhouse account. It's one of your designs in there. If you don't know what I'm talking about when I say Craft Clubhouse, it is my online digital SVG club where you sign up. It's a one-time fee. It gives you access to hundreds of layered SVGs and vinyl SVGs and greetings cards that you can download whenever you want to. And you get brand new designs like this kitty cat every month at no extra charge. To find out more about that, go to craftwithsarah.com/clubhouse. And yeah, I'm going to carry on now. I was just expecting all the questions about where that came from. I'm going to put this in the middle. You see what I mean about it being a bit busy with that pattern? A solid red probably would have been better, but never mind. I like to change out my shadow boxes regularly and change the backgrounds and things, so I very rarely glue my layered designs into a box. Instead, I use Blu Tack, which is just, you know, like stringy, rubbery, sticky stuff. I get asked about Blu Tack a lot. In the UK, it's really common, but I'm not sure you get it in other places quite as easily, or maybe you call it something different. So yeah, let me know in the comments. But you can also get repositional tape or something like that if you want to make it so that you can switch out the design at a later time. And also because I'm not 100% sure I like the pattern on that paper, that's another good reason for using the Blu Tack, because it means I can just switch it out without damaging the layered design in the future. So I'll get that in the middle. Push it down just to stick the Blu Tack. And then here's my shadow box frame. Put the spacer back in. I'm not using the glass in my frame just because otherwise all you'd see is the reflection of my camera lights. If you were using the glass, you'd put that in first. And then that goes on the back. My top of my frame goes in. I can push all of that down. And then there is my kitty cat with that really nice little stocking background. That looks really cute. But that's not all you can do with these background SVGs. You can also make greetings cards with them. I decided to set myself a challenge and try and use up a load of the little bits and pieces that I've had sitting in my craft stash for years. And that's what this card is. I've got all of these packs of matching embellishments that I bought probably about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe even a bit more than that. I got them online in a special offer. So they really weren't very much money. So I got lots of different ones and I thought, I'm sure I'll use it one day. And of course I haven't. So this is a good reason to use it. And if you've got any little packs like that you've had for ages and just haven't used, then I challenge you to use them for today's Christmas Craft Countdown project. I've taken out some of the embellishments and sort of laid them on my card where I want them to go. And now I can glue them. But first I need to do the background, which means I'm going to have to move this. So I didn't actually plan this very well. See if I can move it all vaguely to keep the positioning. Sort of. All right, so this one I've also cut the square version of the Snowflakes design. This is an 8 by 8 inch card, so it is a very big card. And I cut this at 7.5 inches wide for this square one. I've got a glitter card for my base and then just a darker blue to go on top. Once again, I'll glue these ones. You could use foam for this one to attach it to the card, but I'm going to keep things simple with some glue because all my embellishments are quite thick. There's buttons and bows and things on there, and I don't want to make this too thick to post, especially seeing as it's already pretty big. Sparkly bit. Take that one down. And then the snowflakes will just sit right on top. I'm going to put this directly on top. Oh no, look, I smudged my glue out a bit at the top. It's only a tiny bit. You see, just oh dear, look at that shine. Okay, so now I can stick my embellishments on. And I'm going to get them back into position. Obviously, you can do whatever you want with your card. You can put whatever you want in the middle, and I look forward to seeing all of the different ways in which these backgrounds end up getting used. I use my 3D foam squares on these to give them a bit of pop. Start with that one. I'm not very good at card making with lots of little bits of embellishment. I always think I'm putting it wrong or that it doesn't look good. So this is my struggle. The reindeer. Not sure why he's got a hole in his bottom. I have to stick something over that. This is going to end up looking a little bit different than it did originally, but kind of like how it's going. And it's nice buying the packs of embellishments that all are from the same collection because it means all the colours will match together. I'm going to just put a great big button on his bottom. Maybe a bow. Button. Oh dear, I'm easily amused. Bow in there. Hopefully that'll stick, I'm not sure. Got another bow. If these don't stick, I might need to glue gun them on. Which way around does it go? There, and then I've got a couple more buttons. Just put those on here. There. Okay, it's a little bit random, but I kind of like how it's turned out. So there is my second little background design. And now we'll move on to my favorite one, which is the gingerbread man. For this one, it comes in 3 layers and I'm using the 7x5 inch one. I didn't cut the bottom layer because that needs to be white to show the icing of the gingerbread man, and my card's white anyway, so I figured I didn't actually need it. The first one to stick on is the brown layer, which is actually the gingerbread layer. And this particular card is called Cinnamon Colour, and I get it from craftstash.co.uk. It's one of my favourite colours of card, and I use it a lot when I'm doing animals. It's just such a lovely brown, but it's also perfect for gingerbread man. That's going to go on, line up with my card. This one does take the longest to cut out because of all those little stars and the little tiny bits in the middle. The next layer is the top one. I've cut mine from a kind of pale greeny blue. It's a bit difficult to stick these ones. There's not an awful lot of places for the glue to go. But between these gingerbread men, seems like that'll work. And then stick that on top. There. Now you could add extra details or embellishments on top of this, but I actually love this just as a card on its own, with all those gingerbread men. So I'm going to leave this one as it is. I might decide to put a greeting on it or something a bit nearer the time, but for now, there it is. So I've done my 3 projects now. The first is my 5x7 inch gingerbread man. And then I've got the square snowflake design, which I turned into a greetings card. And then the stocking and bauble one is the background to my shadow box frame. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to make greetings cards and shadow box backgrounds with these cute Christmas papercraft SVGs. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel for loads more Cricut crafts. I hope to see you tomorrow for day 5 of the Christmas craft countdown. Thank you for watching. Bye!